it's important that we all understand it. It's by Joseph Stalin. I consider it completely unimportant who in the party will vote or how. But what is extraordinarily important is this: who will count the votes?
I wanted to walk through the process that we're using to potentially identify fraudulent votes.
At the exact same second that Andy Beshear has gone up 560 votes, Matt Bevin has gone down 560 votes. So, election fraud or voter fraud right now? Well, it's clearly one or the other. In the dead of night in Michigan, Michigan suddenly quit counting votes for 3 hours. And when they started counting votes again, suddenly 138,339 new ballots had been found. All of them, by the way, unattested. And they show up, and every single one of them is for Biden.
Hey everybody, it's Everett with Ohio for Freedom. I hope you are pumped. I hope you are excited. I want you to be. I'm going to move as quick as I can in this video. I want to keep it as short as possible because I want to share with you 3 links, 3 sources that I believe will encourage, will inspire you. And I've got a small exercise that you can do on your computer in just a few minutes that will empower you, will give you some encouragement. I'm not going to give my opinion. I've already done that. If I was going to summarize, I'd say I believe President Trump's going to be sworn in for his 2nd term. Why? Because the remnant is praying and the patriots are acting. This is a very exciting time, but it's a time to be engaged. So let's keep rolling here. The first clip that opened up this video was retired Air Force General McInerney, and I am posting the links to all these references on ohioforfreedom.com. You'll see it. It'll say 3 Patriot resources, and I really encourage you to go in and check out these resources. Now, if you've already seen them, I hope you're sharing them because they will encourage the patriots. So you need to do that. The second clip is of a gentleman named Matt Brainerd. I have a friend who has spent better than 20 years in his career in Washington working as a political consultant. He's worked for the Bush administration, for the RNC, and on many, many, many campaigns, and he knows Matt personally. And he turned me on to Matt. And what Matt is doing is he's using his expertise, which is basically researching records like a change of address and matching that up with voter registration. But then he knows how to tie that in with phone banks and actually calling people up and finding out, was this your actual vote? Did you vote, or do you still live here? Whatever. And so I've got the resources for that, and it's legitimate. But I want to spend the most time with this gentleman, Russell Ramsland. And again, I'm posting the links on ohioforfreedom.com because this is quite amazing information. And I want to start, because I'm going to spend some time on this, asking the question, why in the world would any of the states within the United States be using an offshore company, a company located in Spain, to tally their votes, and using a company that would have the ability to get in and meddle with and change votes? This is quite amazing. So I'm going to take you to the website for the Kentucky Board of Elections, and you'll see that when you go to check out their vote tallies, that you think you're still on the site, but you leave the site, you go offshore. So let's just let the video do the work, and here we go. Okay, everybody, going to try to do this in real time. So I've typed Kentucky Board of Elections. I could have typed it in DuckDuckGo, but I wanted to have that ready. So I'm going to paste that in, right? I'm going to search it. And top result is elect.ky.gov. That's the Kentucky election site. I believe it is, okay? So then I'm going to move down here to results. On the left, I'm going to select the year 2020. That's the year I care about. Then I'm going to select unofficial election night results. And guess what? There it is. There's the unofficial results on the Kentucky site. But is it the Kentucky site? Because look up here where I'm waving my mouse. Right there. It says ClarityElections.com. Well, who the heck is ClarityElections.com? So I'm cutting and pasting that. I'm going to paste that into this browser. Now let's see. Oh, yeah, it came in there. Right. Now look at that. When I type in ClarityElections.com, it takes me to Scytl. Who in the world is Scytl? Who are they? I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of Scytl, and I'm going to go to news. Now it'll take a while for that to load, so let's just be patient. So I'm clicking news, and then I'm still within the Scytl site, but they're going to tell us some news. And look at this. This article, this is their top article on October 22nd. Wasn't that long ago, was it? 2020. It says, Service Point Solutions, a company quoted in the Spanish Stock Exchange and part of the Paragon Group, announced today the acquisition of Scytl, a Barcelona-based company leader in digital voting and electoral modernization. Wow. So just days before the election, whoever this Scytl is that is at least involved with the state of Kentucky, they are acquired by Paragon. And then I just want to go back and show you this, just so you know that, remember, this is what looks like the Kentucky State Board of Elections page. Now, this will refresh a couple times. Just bear with me. I got to do this about 2 or 3 times. And then I should be able to do that. Look what's at the bottom of the page. Copyright 2020 Scytl. And when I click that, look where we are. What's that all about? I don't know. Looks kind of fishy. Looks kind of strange. Why are we using Spanish companies that do business all over the world to count our Kentucky and our American votes? So if you've been paying attention, you heard about the glitch in Michigan where 6,000 votes were, technical error, and they moved from Biden to Trump once they got caught. I'm not talking about Dominion. Dominion is in about 20 states in the U.S., but this Scytl is in 6 or 7. And the interesting thing about that is, folks, they do business all over the world. I'm going to show you that. But just ask yourself the question, why is anybody in the United States using an offshore entity to tally their votes? And I'm going to show you a little bit about Paragon, the company that acquired Scytl, and think this was like less than 2 weeks before the election. So less than 2 weeks before the election, at least a half a dozen states are using Scytl, and Scytl is acquired by this Paragon that is worth $1.3 billion and has 7,500 employees. I'm going to show you that. Just one more little Scytl fact if you're not creeped out enough. We're going back to that same article, October 22nd, that they announced they are being acquired by Paragon. I'm going to go to the expanded portion of that news article, and it talks about Scytl. And look what it says about Paragon. Paragon is the leading provider of identification, customer data, communications, graphic technologies. But listen to this, has a total of more than 1.3 billion and more than, look at that, 7,500 employees. Okay, so my computer has crashed like twice in the middle of putting this together. So if I repeat myself, I'm repeating myself plus being redundant and saying the same thing twice. Forgive me. But 7,500 employees in a worldwide organization that's acquired the company that 6 states in our country are using to tally their votes. Let me ask you a question. Do you think within a workforce of 7,500 that it's possible that at least a couple of them, or maybe a group of them, or even only one individual might have rogue intentions and be messing with the tallies that are recorded here in the United States? This is absolutely crazy. Now, I want to show you one more clip before we get to the pièce de résistance, and it's going to blow you away. It's going to raise your eyebrows, but I want to show you just how vast this company is and who all they're actually working with. Just a little more Scytl creepiness. I decided to click on the Customers tab. And they've got a nice paragraph about the European Union Parliament. But just look at some other customers: Europe, Spain, Malta, Australia, USA, Canada, Spain. We'll come back to that. I want to click on USA. I want to show you something. This page loads kind of slow because it's coming from across the globe here. Scytl successfully delivered election modernization projects in the U.S. since 2008, most recently for the 2018 midterm elections. 2018 midterm elections. Let's go back to the example that we talked about earlier. This is kind of creepy. You've got state of Arkansas, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Mississippi, West Virginia, state of New York, state of Colorado. Let's click on Commonwealth of Kentucky. And again, it loads kind of slow. Just thought this was interesting. So they are all proud that they, in 2018, they got them away from the antiquated mainframe reporting system that had been used for 20 years. In 2018, the election department was able to provide the 3.3 million registered voters with real-time, listen to this, real-time web-based portal that empowered every web visitor with access to a graphical representation of results as votes are tallied on election night in high-profile elections. So these guys are real proud of the part they played in Kentucky elections in 2018. Why is that important right now? I'm about to show you. And I'm pretty sure if you're with me this far, you haven't seen this. Because if you've seen what I'm about to show you, you've spent the better part of the day sharing it with people. Because this is just a jaw dropper. It's an eye opener. This clip takes a little over 2 minutes to watch. You want to watch it. You're going to see something. I mean, you're just not going to believe it. But I encourage you, if you have the time, and that's just the problem. There's so much stuff coming at us. We don't have time to absorb all this stuff. But I've posted the link once again on ohioforfreedom.com. But watch this 2-minute clip, then we're going to talk about it, and then we're done. But this is, you want to see this.
Now, this is some amazing video that you're seeing from CNN election night. And I want to go back and show you a little bit about this clip. First, I want to explain what's happening in this clip. What's happening in this clip is this is the live feed from Clarity Elections coming through the Associated Desk or Decision Desk HQ. So this is the live feed. You're seeing the database that Clarity has as it gets updated with votes, okay? And right now, oh, and this little ribbon at the bottom, this is generated by CNN. And they update this a second after they get the update from Clarity up here. So let's just look. Right now, Andy Beshear, who is the guy that upset Matt Bevin, the governor at the time, Andy Beshear has 673,948 votes. That ties to what the ribbon from CNN says. Same thing with Matt Bevin, 662,235. 662,235. Now, let me take you through, and real quick, I'm going to run it again. You're going to see, if you're watching just this gold, you're going to see a flash update, and then this guy's face fills the page, and then I'm going to show you what you really missed. So here we go. Watch the gold. The update's coming. Boom, there it updates, and now here's this guy. Now let me show you what you missed. We're going to drag this back frame by frame. And so here we are before the update, and now I'm going to start walking you forward. Watch the gold. Here comes the update from Clarity. Boom. There it is. So now the update, Andy Beshear has 674,508 votes. And look down below, Andy Beshear had 673,948. They haven't had a chance to update the ribbon because this is in split seconds we're looking now. So Andy Beshear has just gained 560 votes. That makes sense. That's what happens as more votes come in, right? Let's look at Matt Bevin. He now has 661,675. But look down below. He did have 662,235 at the exact same second that Andy Beshear has gone up 560 votes. Matt Bevin has gone down 560 votes. This is vote switching in the computer. And by the way, between the 560 gain and 560 loss, you have just seen 25% of the loss amount of this race happen in front of your very eyes.
Does this gentleman, Mr. Ramsland, know what he's talking about? Sure looks like it. I'm going to point out that the exercise that I did that I really encourage you to do earlier, that came from him. Go to Kentucky Board of Elections, go down to the left side of the page, click results on the left-hand side of the page, click 2020, then click unofficial results and look at the top, and you'll see that you are not on the Kentucky Board of Elections anymore. You're at clarity.com, and at the bottom of the page it will say copyright 2020 Scytl, and you can run all those other links. So let's just put this in perspective. We've already talked about we've got offshore companies that are tallying American votes, and he gave you an example, if he has credibility, and I think he does, that in 2018 you saw a 560 vote switch in real time go from Matt Bevin to Andy Beshear. Could that be happening now? Is it possible that any of that happened last week? Folks, this is one small facet. It's one little pinprick of what's going on, and that's why I want you to be encouraged. There is so much information, so many affidavits, there's so much going on. These folks, these evil people, have overplayed their hand. If they'd done a little here and a little there, it could have gotten swept under the rug. It is not going to be swept under the rug. That's why the remnant needs to keep praying and the patriots need to keep acting. Share this video or share other links, but speak up. Folks, we've got this if we stay strong, if we stay resolute, if we continue to pray, if we continue to laugh and smile, and I hope that's what you do. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you hate this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the United States of America. And don't forget the state of Ohio. Talk to you later. Bye.